Welcome to Rehabilitoy.
Alan here with Rehabilitoy. I want to give you a quick update on some of the custom projects that I've been working on here. What you see here is a board game that my family likes to play. And one of the things that we do just for fun is we pull out our Jeep castings from Hot Wheels because they match the board game. Except we've always had one missing, and that's the yellow. So I was hoping that Hot Wheels would come out with a yellow recolor of the Jeep, and unfortunately the recolor that they recently came out with is gray, which doesn't fit the board game, at least not what we were hoping for it to do. So I thought, well, you know what, if they're not going to release yellow, maybe I just need to do it myself. And so that's what I did. There's the yellow game piece. And here is our very own yellow Jeep. So if you follow the Instagram account, you've seen that. This is the Jeep Wrangler, the 2017 Jeep Wrangler casting. This one started out as blue from the factory. So that's why it has kind of those, I don't know if that's gold, I guess that's gold wheels, the bead locker, gold bead lockers on there. This started out as blue. I haven't done any detail work other than the original paint. Couldn't quite bring myself to do it. I did practice when I first, before I stripped the paint off this casting, I did practice. I was going to do the snorkel in black as well as the running boards. I thought that might look nice. But once I got the paint done, it just looked so good that I couldn't bring myself to to put any black on there, so I just left it that way. So anyway, that is our yellow game piece now, so to say. It's not really a game piece, but we like to pull it out when we play this game. Another thing I've been working on, get that out here, is the Hightail Hauler, which is basically a 56 Ford truck, and I decided to paint it yellow. This is the second time I've painted it. I'm still working through how to do paint. This now you can see the metal itself has some imperfections if my camera ever decides to focus. There's some imperfections there, but that's okay. It's an older casting and it's not going to be perfect. There we go. But the paint came out pretty good. This was the second time around. But the problem has been with the base. Let me grab the base. So I had some issues with painting the base as well. And unfortunately, I had to strip the paint off. Well, the problem is the base is plastic on this. Let me zoom in real quick. There we go. Always focuses better for some reason when it's zoomed in. So this is the second paint job. And it may not be noticeable right now on camera. Maybe it is. It's not the greatest. You can still read the writing on the bottom. The problem is because it's a plastic base, and I used citrus strip. The plastic didn't like that too much. Now, if you look in here, you can see where there's definitely some issues with the plastic. Of course, this is inside, and so I didn't care that much about what it looked like. But if you look at the grill, it turned out okay, I think. This is the second paint job after I cleaned it up, but I really had to go at this with a nylon brush on my rotary tool to try to clean this up because it was a mess after I used the stripper on it. So citrus strip and plastic, I don't recommend it. And the paint on this is still a little soft. It's been drying for a couple of days now, and it's still it's still a little tacky. So I'm going to let it set for another couple days, and we'll see what happens. And I'm also working on a bed cover for the truck, and the reason is the Hightail Hauler is supposed to have two bicycles in the bed, and unfortunately on the casting that I have, those bicycles are long gone, so I need something to kind of cover that bed up. So I'm going to try to make a cover for the bed using a popsicle stick painted the same color as the truck. Let me grab the truck. So it'll, once I cut it to size and things, it'll go in there as kind of a bed cover. So we'll see what it looks like. I think the grain really needs to be treated on this so that it doesn't show up, but this is just kind of a demo vehicle. I got this vehicle for free, so I figure I'll just experiment with it. If it doesn't turn out that great, then that's okay. It's just an opportunity for me to experiment. And I thought it was funny, the Hightail Hauler is basically a 56 Ford truck. I didn't realize it, but I have a 56 Ford truck from Matchbox. So this is the yellow recolor with the Moon Eyes logo on the door. Let's see if my camera decides to focus here. It just doesn't like to focus unless I have it zoomed in. There we go. Now it's going to work. So this is basically the same vehicle, but of course the Matchbox casting. Turn it the correct way so you can read the base. 56 Ford pickup. So I'll kind of put them next to each other, and you can see there's a lot of similarities between the bodies on those. There you go. So this was of course colored this way directly from Matchbox. So now I'll have two yellow 56 Ford trucks, and of course the Matchbox did not have bikes in the bed the way the Hot Wheels did. But anyway, I thought that was funny that I actually have a yellow 56 Ford truck already. But that's what I'm working on now. My next project, I think, is going to be this Hot Wheels Demon. Now this was a, let me do the zoom in thing again here. This was an old Redline vehicle originally, one of the Redlines. I don't remember when it was released. It was not 1968. It might have been 69 or 70. I can't remember when the Demon was released. Not one of my favorite castings. I'm generally partial to the old original Redlines, but this one I'm not a big fan of. I got this on an eBay deal. I was actually going for another casting, and this kind of came along for the ride. And I didn't mind it too much until I got the car and realized that it was in a lot worse condition than I thought it was. The axles, let's see if that'll focus, the axles are kind of rusty, so casting's not in the best shape. I really don't care for the kind of the red lines. This is a re-release, the red lines from, let's see if it has a copyright on it. No, it says 1969 still, so I think this was released in the 90s, this re-release of the red lines. So anyway, it is metal on metal, so it's a heavy casting. So I'd like to put some different wheels on it. Again, with the rusty axles, not much I can do here. The wheels aren't in that great a shape anyway. So I think I'm going to repaint this, try to straighten that engine up. The engine's really crooked. And so I haven't picked a color yet. I think I want to do a two-tone on this. It has a real nice divider line there on the body. And so I think I can do a two-tone paint on that and be relatively easy to do. So I might look around on the internet and see if I find any two-tone paint jobs that came on this casting. And if not, I'll just come up with my own. But anyway, I think that'll be my next project car when I have time for it. So one of the goals that I had for the channel this year was to get into more repairs and also doing some more custom work. So we're well on our way to meeting that goal. Thanks for watching. Till next time.